Alright, so there's no audio to these solves, so I thought instead I would do a commentary for one of the solves. So right here you can actually see me just inspecting the cube. Oh, that was 8 seconds. So um, I'm going to do some blue center. I'm going to do blue center over here. And here. Okay, so my TPS is, I guess it looks pretty fast, but I'm not that efficient with my centers. I mean, Timon Kolosinski solves. Like, he's the master of efficiency. So if you see his like 7x7 solves, it's actually insane. Like, his TPS like kind of looks slow, but his look ahead and his efficiency just like make up for that. But like, I feel like centers are still like my best, like my strength. And as you saw, I just got a 21-second first center, which I'm not really happy with because I want to get my centers sub 20 for each of them because then I will be able to get sub 130 centers full because that's my goal. My goal is getting sub 3 minutes, which is apparently the professional barrier according to this guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but he's super good at big cubes. He has a sub 2 single uh, at home, I think, maybe even in competition. I didn't check. As you can see, I actually just flipped over. Instead of doing the yellow center like a normal person, I actually went along and did the white center because I thought it was easier. And I feel like that actually is a good choice. You shouldn't force yourself to do like pick a fourth center. Uh, Pick a fourth center based on which one is good, and don't pick it based on like whichever side you're facing it. So as you can see, I just got a sub 140 centers, which is pretty nice. I mean, like all the solves in this mean are sub 140. I mean, like this mean is actually crazy, and but like sub 140 is still pretty rare for me. And according to the same guy on YouTube, sub 140 is not good. Sub 130 is what you need to have sub 3 like global average on 7x7. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. A kind of bad habit that I have is saving edges, which whenever I can't find the final edge for, like, say, as you can see, the yellow red edge over there, it's not completely finished. And that's because I inserted it into the top without completely finishing it, which is bad because that means that it's not exactly efficient. Because that means I'll have to take it out of the top again and then finish it up. So as you can see, mainly rely on slice flip slice for my last four edges, which is not exactly efficient. Like, I really need to work on my efficiency, and I'm using slice parity. I bet there's a better algorithm, but I haven't bothered to find it or bothered to learn it. So, and my 3x3 stage is just normal 3x3 stage. And oh, I made a mistake on that one, but I know the VLS for that case. So no, the ZBLS. And oh, okay, so 322, pretty nice. And yeah, it's not my best. 12 seconds. All right, great. So yeah, it wasn't the best solve of this average. Um, the last solve was much better, so you can watch it if you want to. So the reason I've been practicing 7x7 so much is because at a recent competition that I went to, 7x7 and 6x6 were basically my best events. I did really well on them, better than like 3x3 or 4x4 or 5x5. So it was then I realized that like 7x7 and 6x6 were probably my main events. And I've been grinding them nonstop ever since. So when I was at that competition, I got a 335 single, which uh, is pretty nice. But now I globally average 330, I think. I don't really know since my average is still going down. But if yeah, if I was going to do a solve right now, I would probably expect myself to get 330. So my centers are probably my like they're my best. They're my strength in big cubes, and my edges are definitely need a lot of work because there's just a lot of pausing and a lot more pausing than I would like. So, as you can see, these centers are once again sub 140. But now, okay, so the edges in this solve are just really bad. I did a lot of that saving edges thing that I talked about where I put an edge into the top layer without even solving it. Like, as you can see, I just did that thing with the blue white edge in the bottom layer. See, that blue white edge is not completely finished. And that has to do with my look ahead because like there's this one moment in this solve where I just paused and didn't know where any edges were. Oh, my headphones just fell off my face. So, yeah. So there's just a whole bunch of saving edges stuff. And yeah, I feel like that's definitely something I need to work on. If you want, I'm just rambling here, so you can mute YouTube, I guess. Yeah, here's the big pause I was talking about. I'm just trying to find the last edge and trying to do moves, but doing moves without solving anything. And that's something I really had a problem with. Like, okay, so now I found those two edges. It felt a lot longer during the solve, but every second counts. Every single pause counts. Like, these pauses kind of cost me like 1 second, 2 seconds, but those 1 or 2 seconds really keep me from like sub 3, as I said before. So this solve was definitely the worst of the mean. And yeah, like I also messed up a bit during 3x3 stage, and I'm just not really happy with this one solve. And OLL, PLL. I think even this is faster than my PR, which I uploaded on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. So, okay, so 12 seconds. So, as you can see, green is super easy. There was that like 3 move middle bar, and okay, 2 bars done. Like, I immediately knew that this was going to be a good solve, like right from the start. And like my first center is pretty fast. Like, I feel like my TPS is much better. Okay, so 23-second first center. I mean, actually, I thought that was a lot better, but 23-second first center, not great, I guess. So, but I feel like I really achieved a really nice flow during these centers, and maybe I kept that flow even through edges. Like, as you can see, I feel like my hands are moving a lot faster than with my previous 2 solves. So, like when I started recording, I was kind of hoping for a sub 330 mean. I mean, nothing crazy, just like something that I could upload. So like this came as a complete surprise to me. I was hoping for just another sub 330 single, but like this is sub 320, which is pretty crazy. I mean, a few weeks ago, or maybe even a few days ago, I would have never dreamed of getting a sub 320 single just like on command, but here I am doing that. And like, yeah, that edge just to centers transition, that was great. And as you can see, that edge that I just solved, it's not a saved edge, it's a complete edge, which I mean shows that even though saving edges seems like a good habit, it's really not. See, 2 edges, I did not save them, I solved them completely. And like this edges stage, great, awesome. So like, yeah, saving edges is definitely something I really should work on. And I feel like I'm really just rambling right now. All right, so 7x7 tips. like there are definitely some things that I learned for 7x7 uh, during my practice, and those things are definitely like just prioritize the middle layer, keep your TBS like look ahead during edges. Like look ahead is very important during edges. Um, like if you're good at look ahead, then you like if you're not good at look ahead, then maybe just actually use Yao. The reason I don't use Yao is because well I'm not color neutral, so I don't want to restrict myself to only doing white because that would really make my centers worse. So I feel like, but if your look ahead is really bad, definitely use Yao. And all right, yes, 318, pretty nice. A little clap right there.